Om. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shankaracharya Madhyama Atmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Vande Guru Parampara Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankara Vavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Jai Gurudev. So we'll continue from verse 11, the way we stopped yesterday. Vila, let me know if you're able to read. You can read for some time, and then in case
Brahmaraji, if you want me to share the screen and read both, I can do that. You just let me know whichever way you feel.
Yeah, I think it's better you share the screen. Till then, I will, till you get yourself ready.
Yeah, just give me a few seconds. I will just get ready. Yeah, I will just get ready.
Dr. Zana, hello.
Yes.
You may also share what I asked yesterday.
Yeah, okay. So before Bela shares that, there was a question that Dr. Renu had. She wanted to know how to access the YouTube files. So I thought I will just show it once so that people, I will just show it once.
No, I can access.
Yeah, that is very nice. How to share that?
Okay, see this one. When you go to the video, you go to the link video.
I can't see. Are you sharing something?
I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing yet.
Okay, fine.
I will share the screen so that it will be easy for you to see.
No, I mean date-wise. If I want to.
Yeah, don't worry. Date-wise also you can see it.
Okay.
So you go to this channel content. No, this is the page you go to when you click whatever link. Correct?
Okay.
Are you all able to see this thing? So you have here videos, you have live, posts, playlists, and podcast promotions, etc. So if you go to the videos, this is what you will get. Right now, for instance, today, you see the first one, it shows live, right? So this is August 24th. This is already started. So what we're doing now is already being live shown. So what you have to do, if you have to go to access yesterday's video, for instance, click on the live. When you click on the live, think you have to click on the video. One sec. Click on the videos. Click on the live. Yeah, you must click on the live. Sorry, click on the live. If you have to access yesterday's video, and then just scroll down a bit. When you scroll down,
okay, it's with the date in the last but one column. Okay,
this is the date.
See.
This is August 2nd. Yeah.
Let's see, after August, you go to December, then.
Yeah, see. So this one is yesterday's thing. This is August 23rd.
Okay. So,
the title is here. So this is day 1 of the Dwichatvarimshat. Chapter 10, revision with Nana and Dwichatvarimshat. So today's thing I've labeled it as Dwichatvarimshat day 2. So you go to August 10, 22nd. So that
so it doesn't come in a sequence. Dates are like December. It does.
No, it's all in sequence. Only the first videos are like that. But when you keep scrolling down, see, you have August 19th, 20th. They're all in sequence.
Excellent. Thank you. Sorry for taking your time.
No, I just wanted to show. Now for the playlists, one more thing before we leave. So this is playlists. In the playlists, there are some playlists that have been created. I was not able to create playlists for everything. So if you want to, for instance, revise Tattva Bodh. Tattva Bodh is over here. Tattva Bodh, this has got only.
How did you get to this? By clicking playlist.
Playlist. Yeah, playlist. So if you want to do Atma Bodh, there are 18 videos here. Tattva Manana, there are 20 videos. Atma Bodh Manana, again 15. So like that, you can just scroll down and you will get the playlists. And then Bhagavad Gita, which this one was the very beginning. That is from chapter 1 onwards, I think up until chapter, I can't remember till which chapter, I had created this playlist. So we have 65 videos there. All the remaining ones, you can always go back to this live and you keep scrolling down, you'll find there are, I think, more than 1,000 plus videos, I think, by now.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev Brahmaraji, how to get into this? Actually, this particular, like a channel.
This thing, no? See, when you subscribe to my channel,
how to do that?
When you click on that, or in your YouTube, for instance, let me just show you once. We'll finalize that also. Okay. Let me just close this one.
Yeah, from the beginning, I can see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
See, if you want to go to YouTube, just go to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. And over here in the search bar, you just type out my name.
Okay. Okay. Then you get all your videos.
Actually, if you have subscribed, see, you type out my name with the little gap space, Bhramara Madhuri, you get this.
Okay.
So, and there you can, here you see, this is already showing live.
Okay.
We're doing right now, this day 2 is already showing live. And then you can go through everything. And here, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe.
Okay, I do.
Subscribe. It's best that you subscribe to the channel. So then anything that is uploaded, you will get a, or you just click on that link and you'll get it. Or you go to YouTube, type my name, you'll get this.
Thank you so much.
Because it's my own, I'm not able to subscribe, but I don't know where the subscribe button is here. But when you open this thing, you will get a subscribe, one icon. You can click on that and you will subscribe to the channel. Okay, so you see, you find all of these over here. This is even better. So this is all live. So you click on the live for you to access all the previous videos. We have all these videos. Fine. Is that clear? Is that okay now?
Yes, Brahmaraj, very clear. Thank you so much.
Brahmaraji, Kshamyatam, this one, the 42 Chatvarimshat Shloka thing you had shared on the email, right?
Yeah, I've shared on
able to access.
You're not able to
did you share on the group as well?
No.
Yeah, I found it. I think Ramana's verses, I found it. I will just.
You can. Yeah, okay, Dr. Renu. I hope it helps. If you have any difficulty, please come back. You can try this out once or twice for you to get used to it.
Yes, I did.
Just give me a few seconds, huh?
Yeah, let me share. Otherwise, till then, no problem.
16th August, you have shared the. Just a minute, huh? 16th August.
No, it's 16th August. I think I shared it very recently.
Yeah, in my WhatsApp, it is on 16th August. Ramana's 42 verses. I can't see here.
You want it shared on the WhatsApp group? That's what you want?
Yes, my dear. But on WhatsApp also, unfortunately, my one phone is not working, one is working. Although it is in my both the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is on my both the mobiles.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. For today, let me share. I think that the file may be having a problem. I'm not able to share the file.
Because in email, it is not opening. You had sent the email as well, but it is not downloading.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No problem. Let's go ahead with this today. Huh?
I'm really sorry. I'm trying to access.
If you can read, let me know if you can read.
Yeah, I can read. No problem. I can read, Brahmaraji.
Yeah, so start from verse 11. Okay. I will just read chant the verse.
Yeah, otherwise I have Bhagavad Gita.
Indriyebhyah param manah manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe paratastu saha. So this is verse number 11 of the Dwichatvarimshat, which is the 42nd verse of chapter 3. You can go ahead.
Yeah. I cannot see. My voice is there, right? I cannot see the
can
bars as well. I don't know why. Okay. They say that the sense organs are superior to the body and the mind is superior to the sense organs. The intellect is superior to the mind, whereas the one superior to the intellect is he. I repeat, they say that the sense organs are superior to the body and the mind is superior to the sense organs. The intellect is superior to the mind, whereas the one superior to the intellect is he, capital H-E. This verse is an echo of the two verses, chapter 1, verse 3 and 10, and chapter 1, chapter 1, 3, 10, and 1, 3, 11 in the Kathopanishad. Kshamyatam. This verse is an echo of the two verses 1-3-10 and 1-3-11 in the Kathopanishad, which read thus. Indriyebhyah Parahardah Ardhebhyascha param manah.
Yeah. Can
Manastu. Yeah, please go ahead, Brahmaraji.
Indriyebhyah parar paraharhyardaha ardhebhyascha param manah manasastu para buddhihi buddhiratmanaham paraha buddhir atma mahan paraha mahataha param paramavyaktam avyaktat purushah paraha purushanna parang kinchit sakashta sa paragatihi.
The sense objects are from there only I have to read, right?
Yeah.
The sense objects are superior to the senses. The mind is superior to the sense objects. The buddhi, intellect, is superior to the mind. The mahat tattvam, total mind, is superior to the buddhi. Mahataha param vyaktam.
I chanted that. I chanted both
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall I read once again? The sense objects are superior to the senses. The mind is superior to the sense objects. The buddhi, intellect, is superior to the mind. And the mahat tattvam, the total mind, is superior to the buddhi. Avyaktam.
Yeah, you want me to chant this one more time? Mahatah paramavyaktam avyaktat purushah paraha purushanna parang kinchit sakashta sa paragatihi.
Very nice. Avyaktam, Maya, is superior to the total mind. Purusha is superior to Avyaktam. There is nothing superior to the Purusha. That is the end. That is the most supreme. I repeat, Avyaktam, Maya, is superior to the total mind. Purusha is superior to Avyaktam. There is nothing superior to the Purusha. That is the end. That is the most supreme. The body means the sthula shariram, which is our physical body, consisting of the various organs like the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the bones, the muscles, the joints, etc. But without the following: number 1, 5 karmendriyas, in bracket organs of action, vak, pani, pada, payu, upasthaniti, pancha karmendriyani. I repeat, vak, pani, pada, payu, upasthaniti, pancha karmendriyani. The talking tongue, first. Second, the hands. Third, the feet. Fourth, the organs of excretion. 5, the organs of joy. So that is about the 5 karmendriyas. Number 2, 5 pranas. In 5 pranas, the first is prana, second apana, third vyana, fourth udana, fifth samana. I repeat, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. This when we offer the bhog to Bhagwan, we say Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha. Number 3, 5 Jnanendriyas. In the bracket, Shrotram, Chakshuhu, Sparshanam, Sparshanam cha,
Sparshanam cha,
Sparshanam cha,
rasanam, ghranameva cha, pancha jnanendriyani.
Okay,
All this
Shrotram,
is actually from our
Chakshu.
Tattva Bodh, no?
Yeah.
Sparshanam
Shrotram,
cha,
Chakshu.
rasanam, ghranameva cha.
Jnanam,
Actually, we have this also in Bhagavad Gita.
Panchajnanendriya. Yeah, I think we should have our Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh text along with us. 5 Jnanendriyas. Number 1, the ear. Number 2, the eyes. Number 3, the skin. Number 4, the tasting tongue. And number 5, the nose. I think we can, sorry to interrupt Brahmaraji, we can have the quiz after we finish this. For this specially. Only for this Chatvarimshat shlokas. Yeah. Number 4, the Antahkarana. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani antahkaranani. In the antahkarana, number 1, the mind. Number 2, the buddhi or the intellect. Number 3, the ahankara or the ego sense. Number 4, the memory. These are so very important. Please pay attention. I repeat, the antahkarana, manobuddhi, ahankara, chittani, antahkaranani. Number 1, the mind, the buddhi or the intellect. Number 3, the ahankara or the ego sense. Number 4, the memory. Bhagavan says that the sense organs are superior to the body as above, and the body by itself is simply jadam, achetanam, meaning that it is not aware of itself. We can see the body, including the physical jnanendriyas, and we are also aware of the functioning of the pranas and the activities of the antakarana too. But we cannot see the ear which can hear, the eye which can see, the sense of touch, etc., not to speak of any one of the antakarana. The reason is that they are all subtler than the body, one subtler than the other. The verse indicates that the one subtler to the one anterior is superior. I repeat the 2 lines, last 2 lines. We can see the body, including the physical jnanendriyas, and we are also aware of the functioning of the pranas and the activities of the antakarana too. But we cannot see the ear which can hear, the eye which can see, the sense of touch, etc., not to speak of any one of the antakarana. The reason is that they are all subtler than the body, one subtler than the other. The verse indicates that the one subtler to one anterior is superior. In our experience also, we find that among the 5 elements, one is subtler than the other. Thus, we find that we only notionally see space in bracket, whose beginning, middle, and end we simply do not know at all, bracket complete, while we can feel the touch of air and hear the gush of wind, even though we cannot see it. This shows that space among the 5 great elements is the subtlest and hence subtler than the air. Coming to fire, our experience is that we can see, hear, and also carefully touch. In respect of water, we observe that we can see, touch, hear, and taste. So beautiful. And we have all the faculties working when we talk of the earth. We can see, touch, hear, taste, and also smell. The sense organs have evolved from the 5 primal elements. While the effects of the sense organs can be cognized they indeed cannot be seen. Thus, the sense organs are superior to the visible elements. The sense objects, namely Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandha, meaning the sound, heat, and cold, and also soft and hard, the form, the taste, and the smell are superior to the sense organs. I repeat the last line. The sense objects, namely Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandha, meaning the sound, heat, and cold, and also soft and hard, the form, the taste, and the smell, are superior to the sense organs. Our experience is that our nose goes after the fragrance of the rose and not vice versa. That is because the one subtler has a compelling influence on the one less subtle. A beautiful landscape does not go after the eyes. It is the eyes that keep passionately looking for the beauty of the landscape. Bhagavan says, even though the sense organs, in bracket, inferior to the sense objects, bracket over, are powerful. So, the sense organs are powerful and superior to the body. They are inferior to the mind, which is inferior to the buddhi or intellect, which again is inferior to capital H-I-M, him, who is the most supreme. This we saw in the verse interpretation. So I repeat, Bhagavan says, even though the sense organs inferior to the sense objects are powerful and superior to the body, they are inferior to the mind, which is inferior to the buddhi or intellect, which again is inferior to him who is the most supreme. Bhagavan Ramana's intention in choosing this verse was perhaps to instill the commitment in us to go beyond the very intellect and try and find him who illumines the intellect. As such, the verse ought to be his favorite. Chapter 3, verse 12.
This is the 43rd verse of chapter 3, which is verse 12. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanamatmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam.
Having made the mind steady with the intellect, this knowing that which is superior to the intellect. O mighty arm, destroy the enemy which is in the form of desire and which is difficult to win. Arjuna, through the verse 3-36, chapter 3, verse 36, asked Bhagavan, thus, propelled by what a person commits sin, O Varshaneya. Thereafter, Bhagavan spoke through 7 verses. In the opening verse, chapter 3:37, Bhagavan said that the reason a person commits sin is kama or desire. In between, Bhagavan dwelt on how this kama is obscure, and how it is difficult to understand. Bhagavan also mentioned that this kama is the greatest enemy of the wise and warned Arjuna of its ill effects. In this concluding verse of chapter 3, Bhagavan advised us through Arjuna to strive for manonaischalyam or steadiness of the mind, and with it buddhi sthiratvam or an intellect which is You have shared, Brahmaraj. You want me to check whether I can do that? My all knobs have disappeared. I don't know. I'm not able to. I think it is.
Are you able to see the screen share?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen, but my own personal knobs to mute and everything has disappeared.
Oh. You
So
can.
I cannot unmute also myself.
But we are able to hear you.
Mute. Yeah. Because it is already unmuted before. Yeah. You want me to continue or you want me to check for that sharing screen, Brahmaraji? If you can continue for little time, I can just exit and enter once again.
Right.
I can give you some, I can share and read as well.
Yeah. Arjuna, through the verse 36, the 36th verse of chapter 3, asked Bhagavan thus, propelled by what a person commits sin, O Varshneya. Thereafter, Bhagavan spoke through 7 verses. In the opening verse, that is the 37th verse of chapter 3, Bhagavan said that the reason a person commits sin is karma or desire. In between, Bhagavan dwelt on how this karma is obscured and how it is difficult to understand. Bhagavan also mentioned that this karma is the greatest enemy of the wise and warned Arjuna of its ill effects. In this concluding verse of chapter 3, Bhagavan advised us through Arjuna to strive for mano naischalya or steadiness of the mind, and with it, buddhisthiratvam or an intellect which is constantly engaged in the inquiry as to who is illumining it in order to destroy our enemy, which indeed is karma or desire. So Bhagavan advised us through Arjuna to strive for mano naischalyam or steadiness of the mind, and with it buddhisthiratvam or an intellect which is constantly engaged in the inquiry as to who is illumining it in order to destroy our enemy, which indeed is karma or desire. Because Bhagavan Ramana, during his divine sojourn on this planet, was keen on all of us persistently inquire about that which shines the intellect. Quite a few of his replies to queries culminated in advising the devotees to find out who was asking the question. This advice of Bhagavan to Arjuna touched him to the core, and hence the pick. Thus ends the message of part 1. So in fact, Sri Ramana Maharshi, as far as I know, was very quiet, was very silent. He would not speak much. And when devotees would ask him questions, he would actually ask them back, who is the one who is asking the question? Inquire that. And when you go deeper and deeper, then you will find the answer. There's a beautiful, so many stotras that are attributed to Sri Bhagavan Ramana. One is the Upadesha Saram, and the other one is I think Ramana Gita or so. But this Upadesha Saram has this. Basically, it is keep inquiring, who is that? Who is that I? And slowly he says, the small I, you will find you go on questioning it, you will find the big I. So we'll start the message of part 2. This is the verse 13. This is the 19th verse of chapter 4. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagnidagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha, whose all works well undertaken and devoid of desire, and its propellant, sankalpa, whose karma phala is burnt away by the fire of knowledge, The wise call that person Pandita. It is common knowledge that it is not possible to take up any activity without a desire. This indeed is generated by a sankalpa, which is the forerunner and propeller of a desire. The sankalpa is nebulous, while the desire is concrete. When the desire gives the starting torque for any work, how is it that kama sankalpa varjitaha is mentioned in this verse? Would be the genuine doubt of the sadhaka. It should be understood that the jnani's desire is non-binding and also without any karma phala asakti, that is craving for the fruit of action. The jnani's desire is just to do and not for gaining any fruit thereof. Bhagavan Ramana, of course, must have had a desire to answer the question of his devotee. However, it could not have been the concern of Bhagavan Ramana whether his answer hit the mark. No matter whether there was a benefit to the devotee or not, Bhagavan Ramana always excelled in his replies. Samarambhaha. Same analogy can be given of Bhagavan, who started teaching the Gita after Arjuna said, Shishyaste aham, I am your disciple. That is the 7th verse of chapter 2. For this teaching, Bhagavan ought to have had a desire. However, after 17 chapters of profound teaching, covering the Sarva Upanishad Saram, Bhagavan only said, Yathechasi tada kuru, do what you please. That is the 63rd verse of chapter 18. These activities of Bhagavan Ramana and Bhagavan and of many such like jnanis clearly show that their karma, work or activity was jnanagni dagdhaha, burnt by the fire of knowledge. Continuing, the jnani's desire, which is required for the relevant work, is like a burnt seed. Dagdha bijavat. Continuing, the jnani's desire, which is required for the relevant work, is like a burnt seed. Dagdha bijavat. Thus, the desire would be incapable of giving any fruit to the jnani. Like even a burnt seed cannot sprout. The jnani understands that even though he is in the thick of work, he is not the doer, and also knows that his indriyas are the agents of all action. The wise say that such a person is a pandita. The Bhashyakara defines pandita thus: Panda Atma Vishaye Jnanam Yasya Asti iti Saha Panditaha. That person who has direct Atma Jnanam is a Pandita. Panda Atma Vishaye Jnanam Yasya Asti iti Saha Panditaha. So that person who has direct Atma Jnana is a Pandita. This fine verse naturally was the favorite of Bhagavan Ramana. Yes, Bela, if you want to share, it is from verse 14 onwards. If you're able to share, you can start sharing. Once you start, it will automatically share. Yeah, you can start sharing. It is verse 14.
Verse 14, right? So
Correct.
after this one?
Yes, this is the one. Yadrichalabhasantushtaha dvandvatito vimatsaraha samasiddhavasiddhau cha kritvapi na nibadhyate. Yeah, you can continue, Bela.
Yeah, your interpretations are too good, Brahmaraji. So kindly, I will continue reading and this one, but kindly add your uh, notes in between also, please. That's a humble request. One, one who is fully satisfied. My voice is okay, right?
Yeah.
One who is fully satisfied with whatever unsought benefit occurs, who is beyond the influence of the pairs of opposites and free from jealousy, equal with respect to results, such a one, even though doing is not bound. I repeat, one who is fully satisfied with whatever unsought. Yes.
Yeah, I think there is some disturbance in the voice, Bila.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought I will be able to help. Will be able to. But
There is
yeah, there is
echo coming up
notification,
in your
internet
voice.
echo. I have just logged in from one only device.
Can you read little more? If it is okay, we'll continue. Otherwise, I'll take over.
Okay, okay. I repeat the meaning. One who is fully satisfied with whatever unsought benefit occurs, who is beyond the influence of the pairs of opposites and is free from jealousy, equal with respect to results, such a one, even though doing is not bound. Yadrucha means by chance, unasked, unsought, and not planned for. Dvandva means the pairs of opposites like sukha, dukkha, happiness, sorrow, labha, nashta, nashta, gain, loss, janma, mrityu, birth, death, mana, apamana, praise, insult, shita, ushna, cold, hot, and the like. When one is contented with oneself and adheres to karma yoga, samatvam or equanimity together with Ishwararpana and Prashada Buddhis, offering the results of all actions to the Lord. I repeat once again, Yadrucha means by chance, unasked, unsought, and not planned for. Dvandva means the pairs of opposites like Sukha Dukkha, happiness, sorrow, Labha Nashta, gain and loss, Janma Mrityu, birth and death, Mana Appamana, praise and insult, Shita Ushna, cold and hot, and the like. When one is contented with oneself and adheres to Karma Yoga, Samatvam or equanimity together with Ishwararpana and Prashada Buddhis, offering the results of all actions to the Lord and taking the results as Prashadam from the Lord, such a person has no craving for the results of action and hence is completely satisfied with whatever he or she gets out of such an action. Bhagavan Ramana lived this verse and as such it was dear to him. So chapter 4 verse 37, I'll try to read from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 37. Yathai samidho.
Shall I chant? Yathai samidhogni bhasmasat kurute Arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tadha.
Just as an intense fire reduces the samidhas, that is the offering, wood pieces to ashes, so too the fire of knowledge reduces all karmas, karma phalas to ashes. I repeat, just as an intense fire reduces the sammidas, the wood pieces to ashes, so too the fire of knowledge reduces all karmas, karma phalas to ashes. I think there is internet unstable notification. So just let me know if it is too much. Sammidas are broken pieces of dry tree branches offered to the fire during anyaga or yagna. During an yaga or yagna. Sammidas are broken pieces of dry tree branches offered to the fire during a yagna or yagna. If the fire is brilliant, intense, and well maintained, then the sammidas will be reduced to ashes in no time. So too, if the Atma Gnan, self-knowledge acquired, is complete, there is no sense of craving, no sense of I-ness and my-ness. Then such a fire of knowledge would burn away all karmas, actions, meaning all karma phalas, fruits of actions, and render them to ashes. Thus, the punyam, the merit, and the papam, demerit or sin, does not accrue to such a karta, doer, and so will not bind him at all. That is how Bhagavan Ramana lived, and hence he loved this verse.
Which verse is this?
This is the verse I read was chapter 3. I'm sorry, chapter 4, verse 37.
Thank you.
And now it is chapter 4, verse 39.
Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara samyatendriyaha jnanam labdhva param shantim achirenadhigacchati.
I'll just read because this is my favorite shloka. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara samyatendriyaha jnanam labdhva param shantim achirena digacchati. That person endowed with shraddha, commitment, and mastery of the mind and senses will acquire jnanam. After acquiring jnanam, in no time that person will gain supreme peace. I repeat, that person endowed with shraddha, commitment, and mastery of the mind and senses will acquire jnanam. After acquiring jnanam, in no time that person will gain supreme peace. The requisites for acquiring jnanam are shraddha, commitment to Atma Vidya, and mastery of the mind and senses. Shraddha is Guru, Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. I repeat, Shraddha is Guru, Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. That is a firm belief, inquiry in the teaching of the Guru and the teaching of the Upanishads. In respect of Atma Vidya, it is a commitment for rediscovery of the forgotten self. This is because the one seeking Atma Vidya is indeed Atma, and it is simply a matter of self rediscovery. Mastery of the mind and senses is a prerequisite for Jnana Samuparjana, firm acquisition of knowledge. This is because knowledge can take place only in a pure mind and the mind can be rendered pure by undertaking actions with karma yoga bhavana, and thereby its mastery, and also by the control of the sense organs. So, Indriya Nigraha and Shuddha Antakarana, these two are the prerequisites. After obtaining Jnanam, that person attains to Param Shanti, supreme peace, immediately thereafter. This is so because the Shanti shattering influences like craving, unfulfilled desires, agitations of the mind, running after the sense objects, the buffeting by the pairs of opposites, etc., are totally absent for such a person. And then Shanti in its glory reigns supreme. Bhagwan Ramana, in his formative years in Arunachal, must have struggled against tremendous odds to gain this Param Shanti. And as such, this verse ought to be his very dear. Please let me know if you want me to repeat any paragraph, because this is very, very beautiful paragraph. I'll just read the last. After obtaining Jnanam, that person attains to Param Shanti, supreme peace, immediately thereafter. This is so because the Shanti shattering influences like craving, unfulfilled desires, agitations of the mind, running after the sense objects, fitting by the pairs of opposites, etc., are totally absent for such a person, and then Shanti in its glory reigns supreme. Bhagwan Ramana, in his formative years in Arunachal, must have struggled against tremendous odds to gain this Param Shanti. And as such, this verse ought to be his very dear. The next verse is from chapter 5, verse 17 or 16, I believe.
No, it is verse 17 of the Dwichatvarimshat. It is the 16th verse of chapter 5.
Yeah. Shall I read from the Bhagavad Gita text?
Yeah, I can read this, Bela. Jnanena tu tadajnanam esham nashitam atmanaha tesham adityavat jnanam prakashayati tatparam.
Whose ajnanam, ignorance, is destroyed by the fire of own jnanam, atmavidya, for those that jnanam, like even the sun, illumines the supreme Atma. When it is dark at night, without even the moonshine, one cannot see the objects. However, at daybreak, with the sun rising, one can easily perceive the objects. This we know is owing to the illumining effect of the sun, who, when rising, reveals everything to us. Bhagavan likened our ajnanam, ignorance of the self, to the darkness at night. As long as ajnanam persists, we cannot have atmadarshanam, self-realization. But when once this ajnanam is destroyed by our own jnanam, knowledge of the self, then the very same jnanam reveals and illumines the supreme Atma to us. It is a revelation of what is always by jnanam. So is capital here. I repeat once again, it is a revelation of what is always by jnanam. Though we are free always, the impression we carry is that we are bound. Jnanam destroys this false impression and illumines what we really are. Bhagavan Ramana was always extolling Jnanam and was an ardent advocate of self-inquiry. He had a direct experience of the immediate benefits of Jnana and obviously liked this verse. I will just try to read chapter 5, verse 18. Kama krodha viyuktanam.
Bela, sorry, 1 minute. One
Yeah.
minute. So this is verse 18 of the Dwichatvarimshat, which is the 26th verse of chapter 5.
Okay, Kshamyatam.
Yeah.
Verse 18 of 42 slokas, and it is from the verse 26 of chapter 5. Kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam yatchetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam. Those, kindly cut me if I was mistaken.
Yeah, this is actually, if you can just bring this down, scroll it down a bit, the shloka. Kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam yatachetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam.
Nirvanam. Okay. Nirvanam. I read Nirvana. Okay. Those who are free from desire and anger. There is a notification continuous. If somebody can read, I can continue sharing. Those, if you just let me know. Those who are free from desire and anger, who are yatis, sannyasis, and have mastery of the mind. Freedom or moksha is readily there because they have known the self. I repeat, those who are free from desire and anger, who are yatis or sannyasis, and have mastery of the mind, freedom or moksha is readily there because they have known the self. Moksha or freedom is complete unshackling from the wanting and limited person. All along, the false impression has been that one needs to do something to be successful, to be recognized, to be decorated, and thereby gain happiness. I repeat the last line. All along, the false impression has been that one needs to do something to be successful, to be recognized, to be decorated, and thereby gain happiness. This to do, inverted comma, is propelled by a desire which, when obstructed, results in anger. In this connection, it is beneficial to recollect the verses 62 and 63 of chapter 2 of the Gita, which very methodically trace out the process of fall of a person starting from his sankalpa. Realizing the futility of desire. Brahmaraji, you want me to chant from chapter 2, 62 and 63rd verse?
Yeah, if it's readily available, you can chant.
Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammohah sammohat smriti vibhramaha Smruti Bhramshad Buddhinashah buddhinashat pranashyati. So I repeat, this to do is propelled by a desire, which when obstructed results in anger. In this connection, it is beneficial to recollect the verses 62 and 63 of chapter 2 of the Gita, which very methodically trace out the process of fall of a person starting from his sankalpa. Realizing the futility of desire and its derivative anger, the sannyasi who is committed to the benefit of everyone and who has sublimated the sense of I-ness and myness, and who has complete mastery of the mind, gives up by proper understanding this pair of kama, krodha, desire to anger. Right, starting from the desire to anger once it is not fulfilled. Such a person attains to Brahma Nirvanam, moksha here and now, because that person has dropped all binding fetters. I think I'll read once again. I did not read it correctly. Realizing the futility of desire and its derivative anger, the sannyasi who is committed to the benefit of everyone and who has sublimated the sense of I-ness and myness and who has complete mastery of the mind, gives up by proper understanding this pair of kama krodha, desire, anger. Such a person attains to Brahma Nirvana, moksha here and now, because that person has dropped all binding fetters in the path of self-realization or knowledge of the self. Only a person like Bhagwan Ramana, who trekked successfully the difficult path for Atma Sakshatkaram, self-realization, would know how important are the means for that end. That is capital. And for such an exemplary person, this verse would indeed be very dear. So that this is from the Dwichatvarimshat verse 19 and from chapter 5 verse 28.
यतेन्द्रियमनो बुद्धिः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः.
One who has mastered the senses, the mind and intellect, who is intensely committed to moksha, freedom, one who is free from desire, fear and anger, such a person is always liberated. Bhagwan, through the verse preceding this and this verse, has clearly spelled out the means to the end, which is freedom. The need for Dhamma, mastery of the senses, Shama, mastery of the mind, and also an intellect which is at all times committed to self-inquiry in order to attain the desired objective of moksha is emphasized through this verse. I repeat the last line. The need for Dhamma, mastery of the senses, Shama, mastery of the mind, and also an intellect which is at all times committed to self-inquiry in order to attain the desired objective of moksha is emphasized through this verse. Besides the above, the other requisites are freedom from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always endowed with all the means outlined as above is considered as a Mukta Purusha, a liberated person. While desire and anger were covered by Bhagavan in the verses preceding this, now he specially mentioned Bhaya or fear. The reason is that the one aspiring for freedom shall grow to that stage when that person does not see anything other than Atma. In such a person's vision, there is no second thing or being. Anything other than you tend to fear. To annihilate fear, the Ekatma Darshanam is a prerequisite, and hence Bhagavan so beautifully mentioned the need for getting rid of fear. The term Purusha mentioned in the Shastra, like the Upanishads and the Gita, means a person and not just a male. Per Purau Ushatiti Purushah Parau Ushatiti Purushaha. One who dwells in the city is Purusha. The city has 9 gates as per the Gita, chapter 5, verse 13. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan.
From which chapter is this verse?
This is chapter 5, verse 30.
13.
Chapter 5, verse 30. So the city has 9 gates as per that chapter, the verse, and 11 gates as per the Kathopanishad. So in Kathopanishad, it is 2-2-1. The city is the body. The body is likened to a city because a lot of things and beings reside there, and there is a continuous flow of traffic. The gates are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, plus mouth, genitals, anus, thus equaling a total of 9. The additional gates that the Kathopanishad talks of are the navel and the Brahmarandram. Brahmarandram. This can be seen vibrating on the center of the skull in the newborn babies. Both the male and the female abound in all the above gates, and as such, Purusha, like in the term Mukta Purusha, means a person and not, as generally mistaken, a maid. Bhagwan Ramana was a classic example of putting the gist of this verse into practice and deriving immense benefit thereof. Was it not natural for him to select this verse as a part of Dwichatvarimshat? So the next verse is from Dwichatvarimshat, verse 20 and 21, and from chapter 6, it is verse 25 and 26. I will just try to read from Bhagavad Gita. Shanaihi shanai uparamet buddhya dhruti gruhitaya atma samstham manah kritva na kinchidapi chintayet yato yato nischarati manaschanchalamastiram tatastato niyamyaitat Atmanyeva vasham nayet. Kindly correct me if I'm wrong in my pronunciation. These are so beautiful shlokas. We should by heart them. So, slowly, gradually, endowed with a discerning intellect, one ought to strive for Atma, the self, dedicating the mind for the steadfast pursuit of Atma. One shall not think of any other. For whatever reason, wherever the fickle and unsteady mind goes, from there and there, bringing it back, lead it towards the pursuit of Atma. I repeat once again the meaning of these two beautiful shlokas. Slowly, gradually, endowed with a discerning intellect, one ought to strive for Atma, the self, dedicating the mind for the steadfast pursuit of Atma. One shall not think of any other. For whatever reason, wherever the fickle and unsteady mind goes, from there and there, bringing it back, lead it towards the pursuit of Atma. I think if someone can read from here onwards, I can continue sharing the screen.
I can read.
Yeah, Dhanyavad, Sumaji. Dhanyavad. You can see the screen, right? Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I will continue to share the screen. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So I'll
kindly
read
go
from
ahead.
here.
Yeah,
The mind
if you
is
want to.
The mind is unsteady, fickle, and unpredictable. The mind again can be violent and rash. Such a mind must be treated like even how a rogue horse is trained. One must be gentle in dealing with the mind, and it should be made to believe that its owner wishes hitam, benefit or good for it. So one must be gentle in dealing with the mind, and it should be made to believe that its owner wishes hitam, benefit or good for it. Then also there is every possibility that it will simply run away from what you have chosen for it. The mind needs to be handled very gently. That is why Bhagavan mentioned Shanti, Shanti, Shanaihi, meaning slowly, gently, gradually, and softly, and train it to understand that you are the well-meaning master for it. Such a mind can still be a rogue and run away from your chosen task, which is the pursuit of Atma for the mind. Whenever, for whatever reason, and wherever the mind runs away, very lovingly bring it back and employ it in your chosen task. The task is self-enquiry, culminating in Atmajnanam or self-knowledge. This is the business of the intellect, which is required to be steady, discerning, and discriminating. The mind must be made to revel in the thoughts of the Atma. This is a tricky problem. It is the mind, Sankalpa Vikalpatmikam. Could you raise the screen? Sankalpa Vikalpatmikam. Manaha. That which thinks of something and in no time thinks of something other or some other thing always. which you are training to do your job. But it is the unsteady mind which can think any thought, including your chosen Atma-related thought. Besides this, when we say you train the mind, the question is, who is that you? Is it not your mind? Here the intellect, Nischayatmika Buddhi, that which firmly decides after proper discrimination, takes over, and it is not just the mind. What is the difference? The you which trains the mind is your intellect, and you must befriend it. Very nicely and lovingly. It is like saying that the mind is the thief and also the police. The thief mind must be caught by the police mind. This is why Bhagavan said, Buddhyat Truti Gruhityaya, meaning with the intellect, with a firm conviction that Atma Chintana and commitment towards it are a must for the progress of a sadhaka. The police mind is the intellect, and that is your treasure. Employ it to employ the mind in the right direction, the direction of Atma, your real self. In this connection, it is good to recollect a verse from the Vedanta Panchadashi by Swami Vidyaranya. Part of the verse in short says, Yatra yatra mano yeti tatra tatra samadhyaha.
Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayah.
Okay, thank you. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayaha. Thank you, Brahmaraj. Meaning, wherever and wherever the mind goes, there and there see the samavastu, which is Atma. You think of something and the very thought is Atma. Wherever, whatever object the mind thinks of, that object is Atma. Thus, substitute any thought with the thought of Atma, and then you are always with Atma. To be able to do this, one needs to have some idea of Atma. This, of course, requires knowledge of some pointers to Atma. The 7th mantra of the Mandukya Upanishad beautifully portrays Atma thus.
This might be the answer to Dr. Savita's question. Yesterday, she had this question. How do we think of the Atma all the time? Isn't it?
This is what I just recollected, that what I was always remaining in that you are Atma.
Right. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhayah. So wherever your mind is going, you think of Atma wherever it is, the thought of Atma. You substitute that. The very thought is Atma. So if you're able to do that, then that your Machitta, Madgata Prana, that will happen. Right?
I'll need help with this.
Yeah. I'll chant this one. Nanta prajnam na bahir prajnam no bhayata prajnam na prajnana ghanam na prajnam na prajnam adrishtam avyavaharyam agrahyam alakshanam achintyam avyapadeshyam ekatma pratyyasaram prapanchopadhyayam pashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturdham manyante, sa atma, sa vijneyaha. I will read this chant this one more time. The seventh mantra of the Mandukya Upanishad beautifully portrays Atma thus. Nanta prajnam, na bahir prajnam, no bhayata prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, na prajnam, adrushtam, avyayaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapan, prapa, I think it must be prapancho, maybe the N is missing. Prapancho pashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtham manyante, sa atma sa vijneyaha.
Not the inner awareness, not the outer awareness, not the awareness of both, not the nebulous awareness, not awareness, not that is not awareness, unseen, not possible to relate to anything, ungraspable, without attributes, not possible to think, not describable, the essence of experiences. In that, the universe subsides. That is peace. That is auspicious, and none like it, considered to be the fourth, and that is Atma. That is to be known.
This is so profound, no?
Yeah, all along I was thinking we have to be aware, and now it says not inner awareness, not outer awareness.
And it also says not that it is not awareness. So it is
Could
that.
you please read, Shamyadam? Could you please read once again?
Not the inner awareness, not the outer awareness, not the awareness of both, not the nebulous awareness, not awareness, not that is not awareness, unseen, not possible to relate to anything, ungraspable, without attributes, not possible to think, not describable, the essence of experiences. So this is the key, the essence of experiences. In that, the universe subsides. That is peace. That is auspicious, and none like it. Considered to be the fourth, that is Atma. That is to be known. So it is so unique, no? Because it is the essence of experiences, because each one of us have such unique experiences. It is so unique to us. So therefore it is not describable, not possible to think.
Grahyam, as ungraspable. Possible
Ungraspable.
to think.
Mm.
So that is why it goes beyond the mind. It is beyond even logic. You cannot grasp it with your little mind. You just need a prepared mind. We need the mind. We need the buddhi for this, but a prepared mind. A mind that is shantam, a mano naischalyam. And that buddhi sthiratva has to happen. So all the sadhana that we are doing is to attain that, so that then with these words of the Shruti, these words of the Shastra, then they will light up, that light of knowledge.
And in the end, it says that is to be known. So again, it is through the mind only we can know it, no?
Correct. It is through the mind only we have to know. But what kind of a mind? A mind that is prepared, not any mind. No. See, any mind will only know it as a concept. Like we're reading now, we only know it as a concept, but there is nothing happening inside. No, there's no that spark of recognition. So that to happen, unless the mind is prepared, it will not.
So that is where Gurudev says, I think, the spontaneity, the innocence, and yet maturity, steady mind. Oh, a long way to go. And how to go?
How to
Anyone
go?
wants to add anything? Pardon?
How to go? Bhagwan has given the direction. That is the whole Gita, isn't it? It's a way of life. It is for all of us who are into the samsara, who are grahastas, karma yoga is the way. And see, every verse is giving us a direction. Every verse is pointing us what we have to do, how we need to purify, what is the state we achieve so that this jnana happens. And that Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparas samyatendriya. So with what kind of attitude do we pursue this knowledge? So many pointers. I mean, every verse is actually pointing towards the goal.
This jnana we are having from last, I think, more than 1.5 years, maybe. Like it is such a big step in our life. For me, it is like a very big plunge, like it is a very big lunge rather. It's so beneficial it is that I, in the morning, I go for my exercises, and as soon as it is 7, I leave that place, whatever is happening. So my friends there, they say, why do you go like you, as if you are rushing to some very emergency? So I said, I have to attend that class and it starts at 7:30. So I have to rush for it. I can't miss it. And this, don't never mind, you can wait for a while. But I never, like, it is just like a pledge, pledge to myself that not to miss this class at any cost until of course some emergency do arise. But this is the biggest blessing, greatest blessing I have received from last 1.5 year, and it has benefited me in so many ways that I can't express it. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brahmara. Thank you so much.
Is vibhuti only, no? That we are able to come together, that we're able to do this. It's all his grace and his vibhuti, which is what he mentions in chapter 10. He says, out of compassion, I will give them the knowledge. So we've taken that, all of us here have taken that one little step, and he's there hand holding us. So it was all his grace and his vibhuti that is manifesting.
Yeah. So thankful to you, Dr. Brahmara. It was through you these classes were to be arranged, and someone
had to be the instrument, no? So it is either A, B, or C. That is it. We are all just instruments. And each of us is learning from the other, isn't it? Which is what this manana is all about.
Yeah.
That
yeah, we all are really grateful, Brahmaraji. Really, the same words are mine to what Dr. Savitaji said. We have no, I mean, beyond description, the difference it has made in our lives.
Yeah, and I also feel very blessed, not just grateful. I also feel so blessed to be here, so blessed in your company. all of your company, because as Brahmaraji said, we are all learning from each other. Supposing one of us are missing, I have missed a few classes in the beginning of this year. So I have missed a lot. And my absence, I'm sure you also miss something. So whenever somebody is missing, we are missing, both of us are missing. The one who is absent is also missing, and the one who's present is also missing from your absence. That's what I feel like now.
Yeah, same here.
Which is why that Sangatchatvam is so important. No? We move together.
For me, rather, where this 1.5 hour, it has that satiety feeling of like, I don't even talk to my other friends also, I don't ring them up daily, never. It's only once a while I ring them up. So, that satiety feeling of talking with friends also happens simultaneously. It is that factor also is covered by this. If you talk to the like-minded people, like you don't need to talk to anyone. For me, I don't do. I do seldom ring anyone unless there is a cause. I never ring up. Only if there's some particular cause, because it satisfies my like maybe that gossip part or whatever it is you can say. But for me, it is a complete class in every way. Thank you so much.
We are doing gossip. Gossip is spiritual gossip. We're all talking about Govinda, about Brahma, about Atma. So we are actually doing gossip in a spiritual way, nice way.
The sattvic gossip, you can say.
Guruji says, no, spirituality should be like gossip.
Yeah, for me it is.
I'm going to read this again. I'm just the whole body, my whole body is like in pins and needles. I'm going to read this again.
Read it. Actually, we are beyond time, but doesn't matter. Read this and then yeah, go ahead.
One para is left.
Not the inner awareness, not the outer awareness, not the awareness of both, not the nebulous awareness, not awareness, not that is not awareness. Unseen, not possible to relate to anything, ungraspable, without attributes, not possible to think, not describable, the essence of experiences. In that, the universe subsides. That is peace. That is auspicious. And none like it, considered to be the fourth. That is Atma. That is to be known.
So beautiful and profound. So this is the Atma that we'll have to bring to our awareness when yato nischarati tatas tata samadhaya tato manas samadhaya. So wherever your mind is going, wherever thought it is, this is the aspect of Atma that we bring up. So then we are constantly with this thought of Atma.
So Ramana Maharshi is so correct. Who am I? Go back to that same question.
Atma samastham manah kritva.
Yeah.
Actually, in our 6 days HP program, we had this question, asking each other, who are you? That was a very profound experience for me.
Gurudev has capsuled the whole of Bhagavad Gita happiness program. Such a marvelous, design that he has made. He has capsulated the whole thing. He's got the gist. If Bhagavad Gita is the Sara of all the Upanishads, Sarvo Panishado Gavo is Bhagavad Gita. The whole gist of Bhagavad Gita, the nectar of Bhagavad Gita is there in the happiness program.
Yeah.
So shall we
I'm
stop
missing
here
that.
today?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
continue
Jai
tomorrow.
Gurudev.
In fact, I think this is so beautiful, the way Ramana Maharshi has strung all these beautiful verses together. Today there were a lot of takeaways, as in, we're reading the Bhagavad Gita, yes, but then he's picked and chosen those words, those verses, which give us those real pointers, as in the desire is the root cause of everything. So where do we have to? We start tackling our desires. And how do these desires come? From the sankalpa, from a thought of an object. So he's actually giving us like those road maps. There's so many road maps that have been created. Yeah, it's very nice. I think we need to do manana on this. We'll finish reading it.
Yes,
Spend
that's what I was suggesting, Brahmaji. Like what we do, 7 o'clock we stop, no? That is 6 o'clock. And we at 8:30. We should stop at 7 and we will do manana. And maybe tomorrow we will repeat.
We will finish all the 42 verses in a row, and then we'll come back and we'll do a little manana on that. Maybe either way is fine. Whichever way is fine. Yeah. So we'll stop here today. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.